assume,
assume, assume,
assume,
assume,
I don't care if it's a Yankee cap, a bowler, or even a yarmulke. Assume everyone in a hat is working with Thompson.
Never make another dollar that I don't first take 90 cents!
I can only assume that you're all as irate as I am, and you're simply too dumbfounded to speak.
That's interesting because when I hear someone yell, "Just give him the money," I assume they're conducting a robbery.
Objection. Argumentative. Mr. Rolfe already explained that he was just trying to get the victim out of there alive.
Withdrawn.
Was he just having a wee?
Yeah, I think so. I assume so.
So he didn't mind?
Ah, he was glad to get out.
And tobacco. A gesture, they said, of goodwill. You want to know what I think? Well, you're listening to my show, so I will assume you do.
What can I do you for?
Well, I'm not sure how much Harry's already told you, but...
Assume he's told me nothing. Thank you.
All right, we'll see. So what did he do?
Why do you assume it's me?
Because it's always you.
I assume the presentation you three are working on will deal with those things, in addition to volcanoes and wind.
Isn't it a little racist to assume all Arabs have access to fake passports?
It's also racist to assume all Asians are bad drivers, but they are.
It's the first time I've said that out loud. By now, I assume you know that your father's been accused of a very serious crime.
I'm going to go ahead and assume that you're asking me because you're worried that I might fall off a cliff or something.
expert,
expert, expert, expert.
Expert.
Look, I'm not an expert on love, but I think...
Cocoons? Not an expert.
There aren't any experts.
That's not entirely true.
These fakes would have to stand up to carbon dating and expert scrutiny shit.
You're very calm, man. You're the expert, I think.
She's in her study. We don't usually see her before 9.
She's an expert in loony extremists.
I need a large birthday cake by 5 o'clock.
Don't worry, our expert bakers can have it ready for you in time.
Oh, you're here to advise me now, are you?
I wouldn't dare. When it comes to women, you're the expert.
But my professional opinion as an expert risk taker is that you and I are a risk worth taking.
Look, I mind seeing him go, but can we afford to lose our expert on ships and their capabilities?
What is it?
I explained to you that guns were weapons of emotion and unpredictability, but since you are far from an expert at archery, this will have to do for now.
Including one very blonde IT expert.
Qualified as expert marksman last year.
It's crisis averted.
What are you, a demolition expert? What if you're wrong?
Mr. Ward here is something of an expert on S.H.I.E.L.D. And you, an expert on the obelisk. Together, I think there's much we can achieve.
Look, I'm no ballistics expert. But it's a safe bet Dr. Manchester was shot with a gun modified with Vohm tech.
Cease.
Cease. Cease.
Cease. Cease.
Just cease to exist. Cease to exist. Cease to exist.
Have a heart to be stabbed in or shot in. And if it ceased to beat, I should cease to be. And if it ceased to beat, I should cease to be. And if it ceased to beat, I should cease to be.
Has since delivered, so we need simply identify the delivery immediately preceding the point where the chips cease.
And we'll know the truck's location.
Clearer last night, I told you that any and all surveillance of Watson was to cease immediately.
Ceasefire! Ceasefire! Never cease to amaze me, Peter. Outwitting the evil queen in less than a day. I cease fire! Cease fire! Cease fire!
Help me, please.
Cease fire! Cease fire! Damn it! I said no shooting!
Somehow organize a bombardment for myself. I never cease to amaze myself.
Proof.
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 Him child and tell us he's the baby? What proof do we have?
Look, I see proof that for every effect there is a corresponding cause.
Oh my God, what are you doing, perv?
Getting proof of getting proof of getting proof of where the 2 missing beers went.
So what proof do we have of its existence? Time gives legitimacy to its existence. Time is the only true unit of measure. It gives proof to the existence of matter.
Oh, I am sorry, sir.
What? Come in. Have them prove it quick as possible. We'll try and get it into next month. Dean.
He's barely living proof that life can change in a second.
Hard work, determination, and perseverance always win out. I am living proof that nice guys can finish first.
And there we have it. Conclusive proof that I am absolutely worthless after 9 o'clock.
Say that. He got a huge laugh, too.
We have proof that he humiliated you at least 20 times in front of audiences.
Oh, I got no proof. No proof of my mother's murder.
Dave, I've read beneath the redacted lines. The proof is out there.
You all alone?
Yes. I need proof that my son is alive.
Put Sam on the phone.
We don't have enough proof to call the cops. That doesn't mean we can't set up a trap of our own.
Bathroom.
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 Hey, I don't know why it needs the best view. Or a private bathroom for that matter.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's not like that down here, okay? We don't have private offices or private bathrooms or private bathrooms or private bathrooms or bathrooms. We have to use the one on the chiropractor's office, which is on the 3rd floor.
But now, I am 100% totally yours. After I go to the bathroom. Didn't
you just go?
Okay, everyone's gotta go. There's something oozing out of the drains in the bathroom. Get out! Get out!
All right, body found partially clothed upstairs bathroom.
But in exchange, you move us to the mess decks. There's food, water. People can use the bathroom.
You know what? They're actually just right there where I left them, just hanging over the mirror in your bathroom.
Where's Selena? In the bathroom? Why?
Sound of my boys waking up, fighting over who gets the bathroom. Those three.
There should be soap and toothpaste, everything you need in the bathroom.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Virtual.
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 I do know what it's like, Kent. It's a virtual world. It's a virtual world. It's a virtual world. Your son has created an avatar of himself.
A teaching assistant. Instead, you are running some kind of virtual casino. Virtual casino. Virtual casino.
It's a variation on a virtual autopsy device. On a virtual autopsy device. On a virtual autopsy device.
Lives have become digital. Our friends,
now virtual. And everything you could ever want to know is just a click away.
Movies together in these sort of virtual worlds.
Live action. We used virtual lenses for the other 2/3.
And the conversion from virtual to actual became sufficiently viable.
Crying together. And in some ways, the virtual experience is more rewarding because there's an actual dialogue going on.
I basically created a virtual autopsy. It's not as good as a regular autopsy.
Too engrossed in their virtual world to be bothered by people dying in the real one.
Feminine. 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 Feminine.
Feminine.
Boys, I like her. Yeah, me too. She'll bring a feminine touch. Feminine touch. Feminine touch.
Doubt, because I do not subscribe to the American ideal of feminine beauty, feminine beauty, feminine beauty, but such powerful women.
Feminine wiles? Feminine wiles? Feminine wiles?
No, I'm getting used to Marion. I really like it. Makes me see your feminine side.
Oh.
And that's gonna tell you everything you need to know about masculine and feminine, right?
Okay. You know, and just feminine with all this laugh running through me.
I've managed to tap into my feminine side. So tell me, how are things with you in here?
There needs to be a masculine energy and a feminine energy, even in ours.
She taught us to honor the divine feminine.
We must have a care for feminine sensibilities. They are finer and more fragile than our own.
Me, I never would have fallen for that sting.
I'm sorry, honey, what?
You used your feminine charms to entrap me.
I was just doing my job.
So that you can be weak when you want to be.
Weak?
Well, feminine.
Evacuate.
Evacuate.
Evacuate. Evacuate.
Evacuate.
People are gonna freeze to death.
Lift the lockdown and evacuate those stations. And evacuate those stations. And evacuate those stations. Where's Kane?
He's interrogating the bomber, sir.
Everyone's clean. Even though it isn't contagious, we had to evacuate the precinct until we know for sure.
What are we supposed to do, just stand here?
Not you, Mr. Castle. All non-essential personnel must evacuate. Must evacuate. Must evacuate.
Oh, no. I am essential personnel.
No. What do you mean, no, Lexa?
If we evacuate, they'll know we have a spy inside their walls.
Not necessarily. We could win this war. Don't you see that? If we'd evacuated John D.C., Mountweather would have known that someone tipped us off.
And how does Malcolm propose to evacuate an entire section of the city?
Admitted to a conspiracy to destroy the Glades. Everyone within a 5-mile radius has been asked to evacuate. Please leave the area.
The city servicemen, especially the police, evacuate.
You're out of your mind.
I'm the reverse.
Dr. Wells, evacuate. Get out of there now. Dr. Wells!
Keen on leaving as we were, perhaps retreating to shelters or bunkers.
Well, they evacuated. We know they have a powered way out. May.
How much damage are we talking?
4 or 5 city blocks or more. We need to evacuate right now.
No, evacuation sends the wrong message.
Public's been evacuated. Commence at a 2-block perimeter around the palace. All right, make it 3.
I promise you that we're doing everything we can to find your father, but right now you have to evacuate.
I'm staying here.
I got PEA. She's bleeding into the bag around her heart. I need to evacuate the blood. Minute and a half. She doesn't have a minute and a half, Shay.
All company, evacuate the building.
Come on, Bill, let's go!
Employee. Employee.
Employee.
Employee.
Employee.
Now I just need to match the new serial numbers with your employee IDs, employee IDs, employee IDs.
I went from employee to right-hand man, and now friend.
We've got 46,000 employees spread across 14 divisions.
The structure, listen, I know I could do the work. I'm not hiring a project here. I'm hiring an employee.
Who's Floyd Lawton?
He is an employee of Mr. Patel.
I've been concerned by the idea that the vigilante might target an employee or officer of this company.
Well, does that mean I have a shot at Employee of the Month?
No. Because you're not my employee.
There? Oh, I'm sure you saw on TV. Former employee of mine tried to kill me.
Former employee with the ability to replicate.
Bill Carlisle and Lindsay Kang, former employees who were recently murdered.
First he blows a no-hitter, now he's coming in 5 minutes late. So much for Employee of the Week.
But if I feel like I'm going to slip on a banana peel, the union has an employee assistance program for substance abuse.
Taking too long! Remember, as McLeod said, only 42 ounces of potable water per employee per week.
You can't breathe in there. All employees are accounted for, but Scooter and Brad are trapped on the roof.
Establishment.
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 I'm Amy Tan. This is my establishment. My establishment. My establishment. What can I do for you?
So, what do you say about my establishment? My establishment. My establishment.
Monsieur, might we have a word? This establishment is private. This establishment is private. This establishment is private.
This is no respectable establishment. What do you expect us to do while we wait?
And Gail is still on. Any progress?
Of a sort. Establishment of facts, elimination of places he is not.
You are not welcome in my establishment, sir.
What is this?
It means, madam, that the dispute over the whore with Mr. Noonan has been settled through an agreement to purchase this establishment from him.
Mother, I find I'm no longer satisfied with the customer service at this establishment. I think we should take our business elsewhere.
Ranch, folks. They call me Gentleman James Grady, and I am the proprietor of this here establishment.
Hey, Seathole. Haystack Hall, wherever you're from. Our establishment doesn't cater to plowmen and goat herders.
You again. Out! This is a private establishment. You're not welcome.
Where's Belle?
I will personally mount your head on the wall of this establishment.
Honestly, I don't know. She's got this sort of anti-establishment, fuck you attitude.
Sincere.
Sincere.
Sincere. Sincere. Sincere.
You want to continue your useless existence. I strongly urge a sincere apology to Miss Finnegan O'Neill.
Okay. He reads the Bible, he reads the Quran. He says he likes to know what mistakes people are making.
You think he's sincere? 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 You think that he's actually getting something out of this?
She should be learning to distinguish whose heart is sincere, 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 and who instead tells lies.
His voice. Would you say he sounds sincere when he's talking to her as opposed to when he's talking about their crimes?
Hi, can I help you? Ooh, that sounded so sincere.
In order to allow you into my confidence, I needed to get a sense of you. Once I was satisfied your intentions were sincere, I stopped.
A little bit nervous because I thought he was going to hit on me, but it became obvious that he just wanted to talk about you. He was sincere and sweet, and he's funny, too.
Oh, my God.
Right off into the sunset with that package. It has been my sincere honor serving with you all. This will be my final transmission.
My pleasure.
My thank you was not sincere.
But my pleasure is.
I'd like to say I'm very happy that you're back together, and if I can figure out a way to do so and sound sincere, I will.
You ever seen Alex like that? He actually seemed sincere. Seemed being the operative word. He was on call last night when she came in.
You want sincerity? I could not be more sincere.
Virtue.
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 I wouldn't attribute any of my positive virtues to my dad in any way whatsoever.
The virtue of a republic like Florence, offices go to the most worthy.
Of Florence. Her faith and virtues right along with her freedom and vulgarities.
Put on the purely physical. Well, I for one esteem the higher virtues.
beauty of the soul.
Isn't punctuality the virtue of the lonely?
I guess patience isn't one of your virtues, Harker.
Oh, thank you.
You have etched in the rock of virtue a legacy beyond compare.
Clarice has her virtues. Do you read poetry together?
To learn the virtue of sacrifice.
After set one's teeth on edge, there are moments when her virtue demands admiration.
I agree.
Frank Underwood exemplifies all the virtues we try to instill in our graduates.
Attend. Attend.
Attend.
Attend. Attend.
To have things under control. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some business to attend to.
Doug did have business to attend to.
We'll go in knowing the next time he gets out will be to attend his own funeral.
Packages. If you're looking for a basic single wing ring man, that's why I'm your best man. I attend your wedding for the full day.
Okay. So why do I want to attend Harvard? If I was white, would you even have to ask me that question?
I desire to be published in the National Intelligencer. Please attend to it for me unless I see you before 10 o'clock tomorrow.
That comes from Director Free. We attend the same church.
It's National Father in the Corps. His first trip to the United States was to attend West Point. 4 years later, he ships out for good.
We happen to attend the same party, which happens to turn personal.
And where is your pretty wife? She has other business to attend to.
After every party comes the time for cleaning. We attend to the champagne that was spilled.
Do you attend every lecture the Jeffersonian puts on?
Hell yes.
Me? Hayes and I have been best friends since kindergarten.
And where did you attend kindergarten, Mr.
Well, really, that's not the time.
Trap. Trap.
Trap.
Trap.
Trap.
Trap. The trap. The trap.
You think it's a trap? You think it's a trap? You think it's a trap? I don't know.
Sending her trap for me. Would you like to come? She's taking me to watch the race.
Yeah, you see, it's easy. Your food trap's clogged, that's all. Oh. You see this bulb here? You just unscrew this.
The third checkpoint is the trap.
Just shaved a little skin off of your leg. Can't even tell it's a trap now.
What went wrong was me accepting this ride from you in this death trap.
You're walking this right into a trap.
Is this a trap?
Of course it's a trap.
Working with him, I know we can trap the real traitor.
I'd love it if you were right about this, but did you ever consider it might be a trap?
He could lead us directly into a trap.
Am I in trouble? So you gonna bring your ass to my trap?
Operation Booby Trap?
Yep, and Tina's gonna be the bait.
The tank was brought on for the first trick and then taken off stage. Borden must have placed it under the trap door after the interval.
I'm a trapped compulsive.
I heard rumors, booby traps.
Pose. 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 Pause.
Extinction. Our orders are to defeat them before they pose an irreversible threat. Pose an irreversible threat. Pose an irreversible threat.
Their very existence is a threat.
Sure. We just need to get you in the same pose in the photo, and then I do the rest.
For their mothers, that's what guides you between our fights.
I pay you to pose. I pay you to pose. I pay you to pose.
Vanessa, not to plumb the innermost depths of my character. Arab troop movements, every unanimously agreed they didn't pose a threat.
The early age of 4.
Quite so.
Mr. Ruskin, can I pose you a somewhat conundrous question? It's bad form to sleep with Perth.
I will try not to put you in that position, but if I pose as a dealer, can you set me up a meet?
No. Surveil the homes of some of his closest friends. Any luck, we'll be able to pose those questions to the man himself. What a copy might be worth.
Oh, so you're writing a fake 95 thesis and then what?
I'm going to pose as someone who has recently inherited it and has no idea of what it's worth. Perhaps you can give us the name of the person who asked you to sign the NDA and we can pose our questions to them.
Only warning. And it would be effective were you to pose a threat to me.
Two options aren't possible, then I'll take them out.
Even if the gifted doesn't pose a threat.
No, I wanted you dead. You pose a legitimate threat to everything that I've built.
Basket.
Basket. Basket.
Basket.
Basket.
Look at this, something I learned in prison. I taught one of these guys how to shoot a basket. Which one is he?
Past 5 minutes, I've watched you. I've watched you type pages and let them float into the wastebasket.
Never crumple pages. Always let them float gently into the basket.
Yeah. I hide it in a basket, in the bathroom.
Okay? I just spritzed some of this stuff that Kay sent over in the gift basket. Gift basket.
Okay, powerhouse. Grab the basket.
I've brought you a present. Mr. Mason's made you a basket full of things. Rolls and cheese and ham, and jams and pickles.
Scarf and cane go in the basket?
What?
Scarf and cane go in the basket.
Send the Stokes basket down the tunnel.
Stokes basket.
You guys okay?
Yeah. Drop the basket. Drop the basket. Drop the basket.
Use of your time?
If I can get him to turn his people.
It's a lot of eggs to put in one basket.
We only have one basket.
Preference.
Preference. Preference. Preference.
Preference.
Your preference will certainly be taken into consideration.
You like them both the same? Boys and girls.
Does that surprise you?
Everyone has a preference. Everyone has a preference. Everyone has a preference.
And everyone is missing half the world's pleasure.
Mousy, why did Russell opt for an endovascular repair of this ulcer?
Personal preference? Personal preference? Personal preference?
Miller Lite and a whiskey for my friend.
Got a preference?
Sir, do you have a preference? Sir?
And by me, I mean my ear. And stop talking right now.
That would be my preference.
Any color preference?
Dad, I'm gonna get you some workman gloves. I have a blue and camel. What's your preference?
He has gone on record about that.
But do you think these rumors would be circulating if there weren't some sort of strong preference to recommend the articles of impeachment to the House?
Now here, at one of the country's finest public universities, I want to talk to you about Heather Dunbar's preference for
Invention.
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 Experimental or untested technology. How do you know your invention won't kill you?
How about puss? Humpty's mind was full of imagination, an invention, an invention, an invention.
Flight, is that a sin? Or is it invention? Or is it invention? Or is it invention?
Big summer blowout, half-off swimming suits, clogs, and a sunbalm of my own invention, yeah?
Greeks, the Egyptians, and the Indians had notion of cells centuries before the invention of the microscope. And what to say about Darwin?
Who might have gotten a six-figure advance for the invention of a brand new, groundbreaking fabrication? That would be me, Robert Axel.
Note that this mechanism is a remarkable invention of my own devising.
Yes. But a similar assertion could have been made prior to the invention of gunpowder, or the wheel, or any other invention conceived since fire.
Now no one believes the study. A month ago, analysts were calling that a billion-dollar invention, and today my investors are pulling out.
A man named Dwyer Kirk today. He's been pursuing the invention of time-dilating drugs.
Wasn't that the mother of your child?
You know what the greatest invention of all time is?
What?
It's the ignore button.
Or else Ava has told you it's the invention of a jealous brat who would say anything to marry you.
Betray.
Betray. Betray.
Betray.
Betray.
I betrayed a man. I betrayed a man. I betrayed a man. A good man. An innocent man. A thief.
You may have betrayed me. But you will never betray my words.
She threatened to kill him. I felt betrayed. Don't you see?
You tell 100 lies a day, it sounds like the truth. Everyone betrays everyone.
At first, I couldn't believe you would betray me like that.
Gentleman, he would never betray us.
Besides, no one's ever heard him say anything else.
What possesses you to betray Lorenzo? To betray us all?
We betray our cause, Captain.
And your cause betrays Florence.
They rejected you, and you feel betrayed.
You betrayed me, Oliver. I died so that you could live, and you threw that gift away.
I can't betray myself. What would I be then?
You'd be a politician, and that's what you are.
Threaten.
Threaten.
Threaten. Threaten.
Threaten.
Dark was a man of honor.
And I am not. Threaten me again, threaten me again, threaten me again, and I'll have you thrown into the sea.
I'm sure Tyrion did not mean to threaten the king, threaten the king, threaten the king.
Maybe the carousing part.
So she didn't threaten to fire you, threaten to fire you, threaten to fire you.
Yes, sure, all the time, but...
break your balls and threaten you. God, that would be hilarious.
Steal our victim and then threaten to sue us?
Sir, it's a legal chicken and egg problem.
Don't yell, don't bully, don't threaten him in any way. It's all about keeping him calm.
You threaten enough guys to get a feel for their honesty.
But you wouldn't have really crushed him.
Of course.
I'm gonna go Puerto Rican on your ass. Since when do you threaten me?
My God, Odessa. You did not just threaten that. Look, I'm having fun.
So we're gonna go in and follow our normal game plan, and then I'm gonna grab the maid and threaten her.
If you ever threaten them again, you can find someone else to help you with your daddy issues.
Finally, feel me.
Threaten me all you want. If I talk, I'm a dead man.
Why would you do that, Davey? What'd you threaten him with?
He didn't threaten me. Steve, listen to me. I signed the paper. Everything's okay. Just please talk to Grace and tell her I'm okay, and then I'll call her soon.
Ironic.
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 Ironic. Ironic.
I'll send you to the chair.
You think that's ironic? You think that's ironic? You think that's ironic?
That'd be justice.
Stepdads, and a few more of them, and you could form a jury, which is ironic, because most of them are in jail.
Ironical, ironical, ironical. Our ancestors used it to destroy the world. We're good.
Ironic, I suppose.
It's ironic it took 2 heart attacks for her to retire.
Shirt, insulin pump on your belt, made a few calls. It's a bit ironic, isn't it? Diabetic, working for a company that makes bad sugar.
To someone about, death. Ironic, right?
Your friendships continue to present a nuisance.
Turns out an ironic bachelorette party requires just as much back and forth as a real one. I'm just gonna turn it on silent.
It's ironic, isn't it?
It's ironic, isn't it?
He moves fast, doesn't he?
It's ironic, really, since you're the one we call Speedy.
Called.
This arrangement, it saved your life.
Well, that's ironic.
I saw Black create duplicates from his own body. That's pretty ironic. The guy specialized in cloning, and now he can make Xeroxes of himself.
Reserve.
Reserve. Reserve.
Reserve.
Reserve.
We won't. We don't have their own reserves. Reserves.
Sky hasn't had a chance to build up her fat reserves for the winter.
He didn't have to tell me about that reserve tank. But he did.
Come on, Chad. We reserved the Marco Polo suite for you.
My birthday is this weekend. I don't think we could do any of these things on a game reserve.
The game reserve is out.
Single malt reserve works pretty good.
Top in Nadine's work bag. I checked her browser history. Guess who paid a visit to the new Reserve Bank website yesterday at 9:47 a.m.?
So she's a hacker too.
Court records show that she hacked a database at the New York Federal Reserve looking for proof that the Fed colluded with big banks.
It's a TDK money transfer truck coming from the Federal Reserve Bank in St. Louis.
I just got a call from Joe. The Central City Gold Reserve is about to transport $300 million in gold bars to their Coast City vault.
Please, this is the only way. We're on reserve power. We have to hurry.
Dawson, stay back. Get yourself a supply line over to the hydrant before the engine's reserve runs out, okay?
Loud and clear.
Accept.
Accept. Accept. Accept.
Accept.
Cult of celebrity. However, I will accept another beer. I will accept another beer. I will accept another beer. No. No, I accept the challenge.
Wonderful. I apologize we're late. I got Asher to come say goodbye to teacher.
I accept your apology. I accept your apology. I accept your apology.
Please, I suggest you accept our help getting you legal counsel.
They just want to get a plea bargain with some jail time. Any jail time.
Which we won't accept.
Right.
I would submit this revision of the evidence room statement.
Objection.
I'll accept. Continue, Rivers.
Thank you.
Marjorie Garnett is near death, and she needs to accept that fact.
So let's all join me in the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change.
I'm going to need a $500 cash deposit. We only accept American currency, and we no longer barter.
Friending everyone I've ever gone to school with, worked with, dated, or met. I mean, the toughest part for me was trolling through the hundreds and hundreds of random members for anyone willing to accept my invite.
I don't accept that.
Well, you better. Pending review of this situation, I've been instructed to put you on leave.
Prime suspect in the murders of Curtis Hagan and Agent David Siegel.
We have full video of her apartment.
Neil, she's in love with you. You were under arrest for murder.
Do you accept a collect call from inmate Rachel Turner?
I'll see you soon.
Specific.
Specific. Specific.
Specific.
Specific.
The wrong people to date. Are we talking about anyone specific? Specific?
What they're of?
You're not trying to sketch something specific.
You know, in his own very specific way, he is really awesome.
They have a whole section now for your sister's engagement party cards.
This is really specific.
Yeah.
Do you know who was? I cannot recall any specific names, but if you look through our record.
Well, that's not a surprise. You're very specific, too. You have the make, the model, the mileage.
Oh.
Any chance you can be more specific?
Why? You want something specific?
Lee! Oddly specific, but yes! Help! Somebody! That's why the rules of the sacred onyx Shaolin are so specific. Specific how, specifically? You really don't know, do you?
I think I'm the culprit. 2.6 million is a rather specific figure.
Deborah, a few times. Could you be more specific?
Don't push it.
Don't worry.
And remind them of my past.
I said nothing specific. I would never betray the doctor-patient confidentiality.
Be more specific.
If you've got a weapon, then grab it.
Crude.
Crude. Crude.
Crude.
Crude.
But you would prefer I ignore Coventry's ineptitude lest more crude drawings appear.
In this context, how would you characterize the offer of employment in exchange for money?
Your description, well, crude, is apt.
Late night media buy.
They sent it out to press. It will get some play. It's crude, but effective.
An upright ape living in dust with crude language and tools.
Over 500 million tons of raw materials arrive in Shanghai every year by sea. Supplies of crude steel, coal, wood, copper.
Buffalo jockey, watch your red skin back, white pride bitch, and some crude drawings.
With Owen, the solution was to build a wall. A bit crude, I admit, but the memory wipe did its job. Your plan's a bit crude.
You got a better idea?
A crude weapon, if I may say so, Dr. Wells.
I couldn't agree more, good hint.